here at home. They got 3 games left. Obviously, huge win last week against Houston. Disappointing loss on the week before that against Jacksonville. We saw the Chargers. Whew, man, we did not want to see that loss with Kansas City. So we need a lot of things come together, and we just have to just go in and beat the Dallas Cowboys tomorrow. Matt, how does that happen?
It's not going to happen. Dak Prescott is finally figured out how to be an NFL quarterback. It took a long time for them to do it, but he has found out how to do it, even without necessarily a super target. I mean, they have decent one in Amari Cooper and okay in Cole Beasley. I think Dak Prescott has finally jumped over the shark as far as getting out and making himself competitive in the NFL. And unfortunately, even with Andrew Luck, I think unless the Colts defense comes up big again, I think Dallas finds a way to win this game, and unfortunately, end the Colts' chances to make the playoffs.
Guys, don't forget, don't rule out who our defensive coordinator is and his relationship with Dallas. I mean, that could be a very key thing. And let's face it, the Colts defense is on point and in firing on all cylinders. Rick?
Would that Amari Cooper trade be like the best mid-season trade in all of football history? It has changed the way the Dallas Cowboys operate. And I say change, unlike Jerry Jones' face. The Dallas Cowboys has pulled a 180 because Jerry Jones' face hasn't changed whatsoever. Hasn't in 5 years at least. But I think the Cowboys get it done. I'm sorry, Colts fans, but it's just probably going to miss the playoffs this year because, Andrew Luck coming back and things didn't go. Yeah, you got off to a slow start, but I think the Cowboys got this one.
Well, guys, we're going to have to wrap it up, put on a bow on it. Matt, where can people find your work and your masterpieces, sir?
Again, Twitter at MATTEMBURY, and the big focus tonight, headed over to the Penn Palace. Al Rhodes just off win number 600, but he's got a tough test for the boys, a top-ranked team, and against another top-ranked team in Michigan City, so that's where my focus is going to be tonight.
Rick, I know you got to go get a haircut and everything, but you're more than welcome to stick around for some NFL talk with Ed Kratz, a beat writer for the Philadelphia Eagles. What say you, sir?
Well, I'll hang around if you'll have me.
We'll have you, man. We'll have you.
All right.
Stand by, guys. We'll be back with Ed Kratz, beat writer for the Philadelphia NFL contributor. Guys, the playoff picture is coming together. We'll be right back.
The Air National Guard is a reserve component of the United States Air Force and serves alongside active-duty Air Force members in times of a national crisis. In addition, the Air Guard serves the state and local community in a wide range of capacities. The reason people join the Air Guard is as diverse as our members and includes such reasons as a deep desire to serve their country, money for college, travel, new job skills, and the pride that goes along with belonging to the greatest military organization in the world. I joined because I felt a calling to serve my country, but I didn't want to be far away from my family, so the Indiana Air National Guard was a perfect fit for me. With over 95 different career opportunities to choose from and 100% paid college tuition to any state-funded college, why not give us a call? Call 1-800-841-3103 or visit online at goang.com to find out more. Again, that's 1-800-841-3103. The Air National Guard, guarding America, defending freedom.
It's double trouble, double the fun at African Safari Wildlife Park in Port Clinton, Ohio. See the largest antelope on Earth, the giant eland, and the ugliest creature on Earth, the African warthog. There's so much to see and do, including the Midwest's only drive-through safari. Feed the animals, see live educational shows, feel the excitement. Have your picture taken with a python or cockatoo. Feel the adventure. Shop the Symbol Lodge gift shop with items available from around the globe. Visit the snack bar or picnic facilities. Enjoy a pony or camel ride. Or cheer your favorite porker on to victory in the famous Pork Chop Down. Bring your family to see the rare and exotic animals at African Safari Wildlife Park in Port Clinton, Ohio. Just take Route 2 to the Route 53 North exit and follow the sign. Only 17 miles west of Cedar Point via Route 6. Open every day, rain or shine.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be confusing. Like Swedish techno confusing.
Bark, bark, meow, meow. Dance with me, purple cow. Bark, bark, meow, meow. Ooh, you lovely cow.
Geico makes it easy. With 24/7 access, all you have to do is go to Geico.com and you could save money on car insurance. It just makes sense. Unlike,
Dance with me, purple cow. I like your moves.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be hard. Like early 90s heavy metal hard.
I'm yelling and screaming and I'm loud. Roar.
Geico makes it easy. You can review and update your policy or report a claim on Geico.com or the Geico mobile app. Because shouldn't we all have a little less stress in our lives?
I'm not even upset about it.
And welcome back, my minions. My name is Tom Marquis, Presidente, 917-889-8516. 1 hour in the books, thanks to our executive producer, Rick Riggin, and our one of our official college football contributors, Matthew Embry from WSBST up in South Notre Dame, helping us down some bowl games, and obviously Notre Dame and Purdue and IU and Butler today. We're going to get into some college hoopage as we move on down the lane, and we'll get into some more of the bigger bowl games as we get closer to those bowl games. But it's now time for the moment that you've all been waiting for, and that's NFL Talk with our official NFL contributor, Ed Kratz, beat writer for the Philadelphia Eagles, the Sports Exchange, www.footballmaven.io/Eagles. Mr. Kratz, welcome aboard, sir. Can you hear me? Rick,
hello.
Can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear me?
All right.
There he is.
Hello.
There we go.
Hello.
Yes.
The power
Good morning,
of mute.
gentlemen.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing groovy, man. Just great.
Hey,
How's everybody doing? How you doing, Rick?
I was going to introduce you to Rick because you haven't talked to him in a while because he's got this snowflake life that he lives. We had to publicly shame him, huh? Ed, are you ready for Christmas?
Well, not really, no. But I'm getting there. I made a little progress this week, very little.
So you typically hang out
Ready?
at the football. Amazon's my friend. The ship now button has been sent, so I am done. Now, Ed, I know that you are a football guy, but you spent some time at some very good seats last week watching some college basketball. Any good takeaways?
Yeah.
Clemson, obviously you were there. Any good thoughts, feedback you want to give us on those games?
Well, Clemson was without their best player. I think his last name was Lee. I can't remember, but he did not play in that game. And boy, I'll tell you what, that Mississippi State team. I didn't know they were coached by Ben Howland, the former UCLA and Pitt coach.
Yeah.
Boy, they shoot the heck out of the ball. They're a good shooting team. I don't know what they did this week, but every time they took a three, they hit it. I think they shot close to 70% from 3-point. And Clemson was down near about 20% in that game. So it was not a pretty display, although, they kept it kind of close. But Mississippi State kind of did a nice job shooting the ball, and Clemson didn't. So I like Mississippi State. I like the shooters they have on that team. And then Florida State looks like a tough team. They're a good inside-out type of team. They beat UConn in the second game, but I came away impressed with Florida State, too. And I think they were ranked 11th at that point. I'm not sure what they did this week, but, they look good. They look like they have a pretty good, older, experienced type of team that might make some noise in the tournament.
Well, guys, let's get into this. My second favorite team in the AFC is the Kansas City Chiefs. I've been rooting for them for two reasons. One, because I'm a Chiefs fan, and two, because their win helps us if we could just keep the progression moving, and we need to take care of Baltimore. But we'll get into that in just a minute. We see, I still want to say San Diego Chargers, but it's the LA Chargers. Just about face. I'm going to let you break this down for us. I'm going to tell you what, if I'm a Kansas City Chief fan, oh, wait, I am, the officiating sucked in that game. So we'll start with you, Ed. Break that game down by the numbers. How did San Diego manage to come back and beat Kansas City without the help of some officiating? Go ahead.
Well, you could say the officiating's been pretty horrible in a lot of games this year.
True.
You know, I just don't know how the NFL can go forward with the system they have with their officiating. I mean, we saw it on a blocked field goal in the Seattle-Minnesota game, and you know, I could just kind of go down the list with some of the bad calls we've seen this year. So, you know, you have to kind of overcome that stuff. And, you know, I think the Chargers' key to that win was just some resiliency. You know, they were playing in a hostile environment, a place they hadn't won in, I think, 9 straight games, 9 years. They hadn't won in Kansas City. And Phillip Rivers had always played very badly in Kansas City. And he didn't have a very good first half either. He threw a couple sloppy interceptions. But, you know, in that second half, you know, they really kind of turned things around. And Phillip Rivers was able to find some guys who were pretty open, too. Some of those guys were open. I know on that 2-point conversion pass to Mike Williams, he was pretty open. And I know the Chiefs had, I think Kendall Fuller is his name, the cornerback, who was playing with, I think, a broken wrist in the second half. So that may have impacted him. And I think he might be heading to IR. I'm not sure, which will really hurt the Chiefs if Fuller has to miss any time here, which it looks like he will. So, you know, I just think that the Chargers showed some resiliency, and that's something that has been missing from that team probably since Phillip Rivers got there, is that resiliency and that will to come back. And, you know, that was a huge win for them. And, you know, you don't know what kind of effect that could have on them once January hits, but I would think that gives them some momentum and some real confidence going into the postseason, beating the Chiefs in Kansas City. And on the flip side of that, Kansas City, you know, here we go with Andy Reid again. You know, we saw it in Philadelphia for 14 years. He always took the team right to the NFC Championship game, and then they petered out. And, you know, some of the reason for that was the defense. You know, he kind of neglects the defense a little bit, and you know, we may be seeing some of that with the Chiefs. You know, their defense had a letdown, and that's kind of what's happened sometimes, you know, in Andy Reid seasons here in Philadelphia. So, you know, until Andy Reid wins the big one, I don't know if he's a Hall of Fame coach. You know, he's won a lot of games in the league. He might be, but, you know, this probably is his best chance to win a Super Bowl. Of course, we said that a few times in Philadelphia, too. So, you know, they have to come back and they have to rebound from this game and kind of put it behind them and try to finish the season up strong to give them some confidence going into the playoffs.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, by no means does it put the Kansas City Chiefs out, but you just kind of felt the air being deflated from them as that loss happened on. And you know, I always love to listen to the radio broadcast because I'm a radio guy, and when you listen to the passion of the announcers, and you could just hear the deflated. Well, not as bad as New England getting beat by Miami last week, but that's neither here nor there. But you could just hear the disappointment, if you will. Rick, Kansas City Chiefs, the LA Chargers, Phillip Rivers finally wins a playoff game, finally wins when it counts. Andy Reid not doing exactly what he should be doing. Well, we don't know yet. We'll see. As Ed just said, we'll see. But as we've seen with Andy Reid, Eric, not always the best scenario in late December and January, Rick.
Yeah, we're so distracted by like how great Patrick Mahomes has been this year that we don't even look at the Chiefs. They give up some points on defense. I think it's a lot of points, and that doesn't look great going into the playoffs. They should have lost last week against the Ravens, honestly, in overtime. They give up a lot of points, more points than I'm comfortable with, even though they put up a lot of points. But, Tom, all hope is not lost because they do own the tiebreaker against the Chargers. They still are the number one team. They still have the home field advantage, but they cannot slip up anymore.
Well, absolutely. We're getting into to crunch time. We're going to talk about the Cowboys and the Colts, but I do want to talk about last week's game, the Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. Rick, I know that it was a very irritating game at best, if you will, and I was like, oh, they're going to come back. They're going to do it. And my favorite team in the NFC is the Eagles, and I live vicariously with them through you. But certainly, let's break down what happened with the Dallas Cowboys and what does this whole